What's up, guys? This is my 2016 BMW S1000R. I picked it up about 2 weeks ago, a little bit less than 2 weeks ago, and it's an awesome bike. I absolutely love it. What I am not doing right now is a full review of this bike because there's a lot of very good reviews on YouTube. I am, however, going to talk about some of the things that people don't really mention during a review, which are the things that you need on a day-to-day basis riding this bike, namely the buttons, the functionality, the storage, that kind of stuff. The dash. So pretty standard there. Of course, it's a new bike, so I don't have very many miles on it, only about 558. You will notice that the ABS and the stability control lights are blinking. They are going to turn off once you actually start riding the bike. So that's just going to be dark. Now, if you wanted to turn off the ABS, you go over here to the ABS button, you hold this down, and you'll notice that now it's solid. So once it's solid, what that means is that it's off, and that's going to remain lit solid while you are riding the bike. So I would advise against that, unless you have a good reason to leave it off, like if you're on a track or something. One of the features that I really like about this bike is the cruise control. So in order to activate the cruise control, this is a little safety switch here. You flip that to the right. All right, and suppose you're riding along and you're at 60 miles an hour. Well, all you have to do is just flip this little thingy. You flip that up like that, and that's going to activate the cruise control. If you want to increase the speed that you're going at, you just click this up a couple of times, and if you want to decrease the speed, you click it down. Pretty much any input is going to deactivate the cruise control, so if you hit the brakes, it's going to deactivate it. And if you want to reactivate it, all you have to do is just click it downwards like that. It says RES, resume. So just click it down and it'll bring it back on. So I'm going to put the safety back on there. This blinker is obviously the hazard lights. All right. Suspension, this bike has the dynamic dampening control. So the suspension is actually user selectable. So you've got soft, you've got normal, and you've got hard. And it works incredibly well when the suspension is set to hard. It's a really bumpy ride. It's a very stiff suspension, but it's extremely nimble and maneuverable. And when it's soft, you can be on this thing for hours. Pretty standard blinking thing. You know, if you want to go left, click left. Push in to cancel, vice versa. The horn here. Ouch. All right, here is the beams. So if you want just a momentarily put the brights on, you just click down like that, and if you want your brights on, then you will just flip it up and that'll be on. And then this is the standard position there. Heated grips, there are 2 settings. So this is the full setting, the low setting, and then off. Heated grips they get pretty hot. Ride modes, right now I have 3. I've got road, rain, and dynamic. After your first service, you can choose to have the coating plug installed, and then that unlocks Dynamic Pro, which is like super crazy fast mode. Mainly I ride on road, because if you ride on rain, it'll decrease the total power that's available to you. But if you ride in road and dynamic, you have the full power available. I don't ride in dynamic because all it does is basically delays the activation of the ABS and the traction control. And I figure, you know, if it's on road, you get all the power, but then you got all the safety too. So there's no real downside to riding in road mode. Of course, if you want to do like wheelies and stoppies and burnouts and that kind of stuff, then you're gonna probably want to be in dynamic. All right, ignition switch, pretty standard. So that's going to be off, and then this is going to be ready to turn on, and then obviously you push it on. Show you guys what happens with the brights here. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, the funny thing about BMW bikes is that the engine actually have to be on and running to have a lot of the functionality. So the brights, the projector beam doesn't work unless the bike is actually running. All right, what else? So I'll show you guys the fuel filler. So it flips up like that. Backseat storage area flips up like that. You've got some tools. I have my bike lock that I use as a helmet lock. Some more tools here. Fuse box. Pretty decent storage area here. I've heard that if you get the alarm, then that'll eat up a lot of this space. So you may want to take that into consideration when you're getting this bike. All right, let's see. Yeah, I guess we should talk a little bit more about the controls here. So you've got two buttons, trip and info. So if you click on trip, you have the odometer, the range, and then you've got two trip meters, average MPG minus 38. That's going to go up once it's broken in. And that's the average speed that I've been going at. And if you wanted to reset any of these, so for example, trip 2, all you have to do is just hold this down. All right. Info, a lot of the bike settings you can control through here. So race info, setup menu, and then let's go to setup menu. So if you wanted to enter the menu, all you do is just hold it down. Okay, you're there. So setup equipment, again, we'll hold it down. All right, clock, brightness, yeah, I'll show you that. So you just hold it down again, and then you just click, and we're going to put that at 5, and then in order to activate that, you just hold it down. Relatively straightforward. All right, there's the shift light. You can control all of these things. You can control the frequency that the light is going at. So again, you just hold it down to get in there. It's pretty neat. And then in order to exit, you just hold down the info button again. And then setup menu, just hold it down, and that'll exit. All right, let's see, what else? It's like we went over the lights, we went over the cruise control, went over the hazards, went over these two things. ABS, suspension, indicators, heated grapes, we talked about that. We talked about the modes. What else? We talked about storage. All right, well, I think that pretty much covers it all. This bike has a quick shifter, which works pretty nicely. I guess I can't really demonstrate that in a garage. Okay, I guess that covers it.